How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I hope this finds you well. It's time for another exciting episode of Heifer Haven's Free Advice. Look at our heifer over here. She's all bug-eyed. She got her nose plastered up against the glass. She wants to know, what are we going to talk about today? And I'm about to tell you. Before I do, though, one thing we've always got to do, and that's more cowbell. Now that we got you woke up, let's see what the letter has to say today. Dear Heifer Haven, I'm going to be involved in some family gatherings at Christmas time, and not all the family get along. Do you have any advice on how to get people to get along at the family gatherings over the holidays? Well, as a matter of fact, I do. First of all, you need to set some ground rules. You already know which ones basically don't get along. I mean, there's always going to be some impromptu fusses pop up, but you know the ones that don't get along, and you know the topics they don't get along on. So you need to set the ground rules ahead of time and tell them, look, it's Christmas time. It's time to be happy. It's time for everybody to spread goodwill, good cheer among men. So here's what we're going to do. I know that there has been issues with you and other members of the family in the past. You don't have to name names. You know, they know who they don't get along with. And just say, look, we're going to steer away from these topics. You know, and just name off the topics that you know that they don't get along on. Whether, you know, it might be religion, it might be politics, it might be money, it might be girlfriends, boyfriends, what have you. Past experiences in the family, whatever. Just like, we're staying away from them this year. We're not talking about that kind of stuff. And we're all going to get along, and we're going to have a good Christmas. And if you don't like it, you don't have to come. Because you make everybody uncomfortable. At least you make me uncomfortable. And it's got to stop. We're not doing that. And try to break them of the habit. Now, that don't always work. Sometimes they just come looking for a fuss. They want to fight no matter what. That, you know, so-and-so's going to be there, and by George, I'm going to pluck their feathers. Well, I'll tell you what. There's ways to get around that too. You need to bake you some brownies. You can bake them some special brownies. There's a lot of places you can get stuff to make special brownies with. Now, it doesn't have to be the happy brownies. You can get them some brownies, maybe put some X-Lax in there. They spend the whole day in the bathroom, and they won't have no time to be fighting. You could get, I think it's called Xanax. You know, I know doctors like to pass out them prescriptions for them happy pills. You know, see if you can go and tell them, say, oh, I've been depressed. And get them to give you a prescription for some happy medication. And you could put some of that in the brownies. Make everybody real happy for Christmas time. There's all kinds of ways that you can get around these little feuds that want to pop up. I mean, you could always take the people that's fussing and put them in one particular room and lock the door. And say, you ain't coming out until y'all learn how to get along. Let me know when you're happy. There's different ways that you can do it. Or you can just not go yourself, but that's kind of defeating the purpose, ain't it? You know, you're sort of punishing yourself over their bad behavior. So I just tend to find ways to get people to come around to my way of thinking. Now, I said this was free advice. I never said it'd be good.